Hey everybody, it's Uncle Scott back here on the Qwerky Reacts channel, and we are up for another edition of Trailer Park. This is our third installment, and I've been having fun with this. It's really allowed me to kind of keep up with the movies that are coming out, which gets me excited to do a lot of them for the channel in terms of reactions, which I'm also just gearing up. So thank you all for bearing with me as I deal with like all my sound issues and figuring this stuff out, as well as figuring out how to do all the reactions correctly and loading up some movies for you guys to check out once I get the reaction thing down. So I say we jump right into it. This is Trailer Park 3, and let's see what the first one is. I don't know what's coming here, so let's do it.
You should probably know that I have a
This
really
has to be Venom,
dark
right?
and unpredictable side to me.
Stop speaking.
I'm giving you a chance, sweetie.
Tom Hardy's the best.
When?
What are you?
We are.
We're Venom!
We are.
Venom!
No.
Oh!
Yeah, we
are
Venom. We're gonna need to work on that.
delicious! You take me to all the finest places.
I need to tie up those.
Oh yeah.
We always knew it was impossible. That we were alone in the universe.
Beautiful. He was one of my first interviews as a reporter, and isn't
make sure
that
that remains a secret?
Football is Life
Let's go get him.
from what can I think?
We are
Ted Lasso.
fugitives. On the run, in the shit.
We are living the dream, my friend.
You mean it?
No! Any promises change?
Hello!
There has to be a reason they're after us.
Eddie, my own, has found us. Jesus Christ!
There's an army coming that cannot be beaten.
As long as Venom lives, everyone, everything will end.
We may not make it out of this alive, buddy.
Eddie, the time has come.
Oh, is this the third one?
Be honest with me. How fast do you think you can get that thing to go without killing it?
Only one way to find out.
Well, don't lose Tom. That makes sense. Okay, hold on. So first of all, I'm going to be straight with all of you. I'm a Marvel like nut. In fact, I'm wearing a Groot shirt right now. Like I am a Marvel freak. Okay, and the Venom movies are the only, I think, probably the only Marvel movies I haven't actually seen. So this looks awesome, and I'm a huge Tom Hardy fan. Huge. I think he's awesome. So I'm thinking, what do you guys think? Should I watch the first two, right? There's two before this for the channel, and then I'll go see this third one. Because that looked pretty good. And like I said, I'm a big Tom Hardy fan. Chewie was one of the first people I interviewed. I interviewed him for, what was it? Dirty Pretty Things, which was one of his first movies. But he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in Love Actually, played Keira Knightley's husband in that, Newlywed. And then he was also in Four Brothers. He's the bad guy in Four Brothers, another really good movie. So he's been around for a while, but I didn't know he was in this. And I don't know, is he a recurring character from the other ones? excuse me, I knew that Football is Life, that guy, I'm sorry, I don't know the actor's name from Ted Lasso, but I knew that he was in this because I'm pretty sure that clip of them talking at the bar is at the end. It's the trailer. It's like the final scene for, was it the last Spider-Man that came out? Was it No Way Home? It might have been. I definitely know that it's a clip, and right away I was like, oh, that's Danny. So I wonder if he has more of a role in this. That's kind of cool. Anyway, all right, I spent too much time talking about that one. I will definitely see that one. Definitely. I think I should watch the other two first. You guys tell me. Are they worth it? Let me know. I mean, they must be kind of worth it, right? They made 3 of them. All right, what's next?
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Gotta love an outer space
Take
movie.
it out of here.
Oh, but is this going to be spooky? Oh, it's going to be like a horror movie? I don't do horror movies. I don't. God. Is this Alien? Bro. Stop reproduction.
What's happening?
It is. Another Alien movie. Gotta be.
There's something in the water.
What do you mean there's something in the
I don't know,
water?
there's just something in the water.
Things hunting us.
Open the door, come on!
Run.
No one can hear you scream. No.
Are you sure you want to do this?
No. Mm-mm. Okay, I fully admit I am a big old wuss when it comes to scary movies. Big old wuss. I've seen the first 2 Aliens, and I think there were about 65 more. So I guess this is number 66. I don't know. I will not be seeing this in the theater. And most likely, unless you guys are like, no, you have to see it, even then I might not see it. You'd have to do some serious convincing. I am curious, though, out of all the space like horror movies out there, which there's a bunch, what would you say is the scariest? Because the winner for me is Event Horizon. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but that movie literally scared like the hell out of me. I was petrified. I had the lights on for like a week. That movie freaked me out. Hey, if you're an Alien fan, I guess be happy. There's another one coming out, but man, they really are making this a summer of sequels, because this is that's 2 sequels right off the start, right? All right, what's next? I got to get away from that one.
How did you end up here?
The 2 stuff.
Work.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
What do you do?
Retirement planning.
You should smile more often. It suits you.
Oh, little romance.
There's only 2 ways out of the killer's game, Joseph. You walk away clean,
So bad.
or you go out on your back.
Joe, are you okay?
I'm afraid I've got some bad news, Joe. It's terminal.
How long do I have?
Best case, 3 months.
I don't want Maisie to see me fall like that.
It's like
What brings you
Deadpool.
to my door?
I need a contract executed.
Who do you want retired?
Me.
Guardians!
I've thought
Isn't
about
that
doing this
Palm?
for years. You killed my father. This way, I kill you and get paid.
Yeah, it is.
$2 million for Joe Flood.
And Terry
Daddy's gotta
Crews.
go to work.
Gets me wet.
Whatever turns you on.
Wow, what a
Thank
change
God,
from
there's
her,
been a
huh?
mistake. They switched your scan with another patient. You're not gonna die, but you might want to get your eyes checked.
I'm canceling the contract.
You think this changes anything? I'm calling in every hit in Europe, you hear me?
Yeah, well, you tell them to pack light. Because they won't fucking be staying long.
What is going on, Joe?
Maisie, I'm a hitman.
What? You kill people?
That's what an assassin is, yeah. Did he just hit me with a motorcycle? This is disrespectful.
Do you think I killed him?
I hope so. Ain't no money worth this shit.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game. I got you.
I'm gonna kill the fucking doctor, too. Have you had your eyes checked?
Okay, first of all, Guardians of the Galaxy, baby. I love when people reunite for stuff like that. Second of all, some of the action in that, I'll say the good things first. Guardians of the Galaxy reunited, love it. And the two of them have awesome chemistry in those movies. So they're going to have awesome chemistry in this, even though they're clearly like opposing each other. And she's being like a badass and like a naughty badass. So that's going to be awesome. The action looks the fight sequences look pretty good. That like shot with the teeth flying into the air. I love stuff like that. A little bit of gore, but along with all the action. So it makes sense. But this is the second time I'm seeing a Dave Bautista movie where there seem to be a lot of similarities. Like it's kind of like a combination of a bunch of plot points from other movies, because that, like, first of all, the dying, like you're going to die, but you got the wrong diagnosis or you have to save yourself. Like that's Kurt Russell in Escape from LA. That's Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. There's another movie that like it's very much alike where the doctor made a mistake that's in my head that I can't think of. And I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. But also like fighting against another assassin who's trying to kill you at the same time because you won't complete the contract. That's Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. That's what's it with Dan Aykroyd and John Cusack. Grosse Point Blank. It's the same thing. And I don't know if you guys saw the movie My Spy, but it was something I was saving to do for the channel because there are 4 or 5 direct scene ripoffs in that movie. Mission Impossible is ripped off in that movie. Spy Game is ripped off in that movie. Indiana Jones is ripped off in that movie. It's like blatant. True Lies is ripped off in that, and they're blatant. They're almost like shot for shot ripoffs. So does Hollywood just think we're that stupid? I guess we are that stupid, right? We keep going to these movies, but I will not be seeing that one in the theater on principle because it seems like a complete ripoff. I'll try to remember what the other movies are I'm thinking of that I know it make references to, and I may have to do like back-to-back movie reactions to show like how Bautista keeps doing this with his movies. And you know, he's not the writer of all these movies, but he's starring in them. You got to have some awareness of what you're doing, right? Don't like scream at me in the comments if you think I'm crazy, but you're going to do what you want to do anyway. But you let me know what you think. I think that that's pretty much a ripoff of a bunch of different things. I know there's like no news stories in Hollywood, but say that to the people who did, what was that Oscar winner that I can't think of the name of right now? Everything Everywhere All at Once. All right, I'll stop. Let's move on to the next one. I kind of go on rants about movies, if you couldn't tell.
Quiet on the set.
Ooh, Lego movie.
Hey, Pharrell.
Hey, how you doing, man? You know, it'd be cool is if we told my story with Lego pieces.
Seriously?
Yes.
Lego.
Just be open.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
When I was a kid, I knew I was different. And people would say, oh, that's an odd child. And that crushed my spirit. But I loved music. It was mesmerizing to me. I would see beautiful hues of light cascading. I just thought that's what all black kids did, stared into the speaker like, whoa. Music was just coming out of me. I need to show the world what I can do.
Pharrell, I need help on this rap.
Yes, sir. It's pretty simple. Just let it bounce.
He just went in the room and freestyled it.
It's Teddy, ready with the 1-2 check.
All I cared about was making my own music, but people just said,
No.
I wasn't ready.
You can't be me, I'm a rock star.
This song is ridiculous.
Who did that?
Pharrell.
Pharrell, baby.
Wow. My imagination would run super wild.
Dun, 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 dun. Drop it like it's hot.
I was always a bad gangster, but you brought out a smile.
Hell yeah.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
That feels great.
Clap along if you
I firmly believe that everybody has talent, beauty, and potential.
Keep opening our eyes to a whole different perspective.
Thank you, clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Woo! Holy moly, guacamole. Legendary story, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Man, this is gonna be a Lego movie, bruh.
That is awesome. What a way to do a biopic, man. So, and is it like a documentary? Because he seems like he's telling his own thing. So it's kind of like an biographical documentary. That's a great idea. Leave it to Pharrell, man. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when he did the Happy music video, now that song was released for one of the Minions movies, right? I don't know if it was Despicable Me 2 or if it was the first one, but it was from one of those movies. And instead of just doing a regular music video, which is available now that you can see where it's just like people walking around, he did a 24-hour music video as a promotion. So you could go to the site at different times of day and watch different people dancing. And so it was random, but there were also celebrities like Steve Carell did some, and different actors did some, and different musicians. And so you never knew what you were going to get because life is like a box of chocolates. So he kind of like, he's always been innovative and creative like this is my point. This is dope. I will definitely see this just on conceptualization alone. Like, what a great idea to do your story this way, to kind of stand out, but also not be so hokey that it won't be fun to watch. Plus, you know that soundtrack is going to bounce. That's a must-see. That's a must-see right there.
Riley, how was camp?
Oh, this is Inside Out, right?
It was good.
She goes away for 3 days and all we get is good?
She goes away for 3 days and all we get is good? Yeah, sounds right.
Asked and answered.
Back to the game.
Riley is officially a teenager now. You aren't packed yet?
I'm the worst!
Overreact much?
I barely touched it.
Let the professional handle this.
I'm too gross to go anywhere ever again! Well, that's a preview of the next 10 years.
On June 14th.
I'm anxiety. I am just such a huge
that's
fan
soon.
of yours. We're Riley's new emotions. Wow!
Remember when we all finally came up to headquarters?
Nostalgia.
That was like 30 seconds ago, nostalgia. Yeah, those were the days.
The Feel Everything movie
Pillow fight! Bring it on!
No, anger.
arrives in theaters.
Ooh, walkie-talkies. Check, check, check. Can you hear me? I gotta press the button. Go for Joy. Copy that. Over. Oh, I love them. Just don't look down and keep moving. She'll be okay, right?
50-50. Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2.
There's a part 2?
We're going!
Rated PG. Only in theaters June 14th. Tickets available now.
Wow. Okay, so I wasn't joking when I said it's a summer of sequels, huh? How many? Well, we got the first one was Venom, then we got Alien, now Inside Out 2, and then my last trailer park, I think we had a bunch there too. We had Axel Foley, the Beverly Hills Cop sequel, the Beetlejuice sequel. We've seen the X-Men more, not X-Men, the Wolverine Deadpool sequel. So they really are going up with the summer sequels this year. That's crazy. I also record these, usually a week to two in advance. So I think Inside Out will actually be out by the time this I put this on the channel. But that looks like it could be fun. The first one, was great. So Pixar doesn't usually steer wrong with these. And it sounded like they got all the same voices back, like Amy Poehler and all that. So I would guess that that's going to work out and be just as good as the first one was. Probably won't see it in the theater, though, just because there's way too much more action going on. I think out of all the ones from this week's session, I think I would probably go with... I really want to see Venom. I don't know. Venom's probably the one I'm going to pick. That's really the one I think I want to see the most. But like I said, I haven't seen the other two movies. So you guys let me know which ones you're excited about seeing and what you think about the sequels coming out right now. Oh, I'm definitely going to see that Pharrell one. That's probably at the top of the list from this group. I got to see that. That's such a good idea and such a cool way to do it. But hey, thanks again for joining me here on the Trailer Park. I really enjoy doing these because, like I said, it gets me to see the movies that are coming out and get excited about stuff. I hope you dig them too. And hey, lots more to come to the channel, movies, music, etc. And thanks for joining me along for the ride. Don't forget what I always say. Don't wait for life to be easy to be happy.